Sometimes it's hard to be a board gamer. It's really hard enough to get a group of people together, let alone a group of people who like board games. So that's why sometimes it's best to keep on your shelf, like a game, it's just for you to play in those kind of long, cold, lonely nights all by yourself. A game kind of like Space Hulk Death Angel. Now, remember last time I talked about Hero Quest? Hero Quest. Right, so Space Hulk was a kind of similar idea. It was a repackaged kind of version of a more complex board game / role-playing game for the board gamer market. But the problem was, obviously some people looked at Hero Quest and went, elves? Orcs? Barbarians? I don't think so. So they pulled out of the bag something that nobody could resist. A game about space marines in space fighting aliens. I mean, everybody loves space marines in space fighting aliens, don't they, right? Hey bro, I love robot space marines fighting aliens in space! Right, and it was great. And then it went away. And then it came back in an obscenely well put together limited edition copy of the game with gorgeous miniatures and just a fantastic version of the game that I don't own thanks to my own stupidity. And the problem is now, because it's a limited edition, the only place you can find the new limited edition Space Hulk is on eBay, where it's going for the cost that you would normally reserve for kidneys. So, probably the best idea, if you can't play with all their awesome miniatures and the great dice and the superb board, is to play a card game version of the game, right? Right? And here's the game set out. And the great thing is that these cards kind of represent all of the concept that you find in the normal Space Hulk. These are the area cards that represent the Space Hulk itself, a giant ancient spaceship flying through space that you, as the Space Marines, have been tasked with breaking into and having a bit of a nose about. Here are the Blip Cards. These represent the Gene Stealers, aliens that live on the Space Hulk that will welcome you with teeth and claws. And this is your formation of Marines, brave men armed with guns and religious fervour. Each area tells you to lay out location cards next to your formation. In each area you have to wipe out enough Gene Stealers to move on to the next area, until you get to the last area, which gives you a final task to complete, do that, and you win. Simple. No, it isn't. It's really hard. Your Marines may represent the ultimate force of a military of the future, but these aliens that are knocking about the ship can tear their heads off in 2 seconds flat. Each turn you give your Marines orders using these cards. You can attack, move, or drop a support token. The rub is that whatever you decide to do this turn, you can't do it with the next. So whilst you may want Brother Leon to let rip, he won't be able to on his next turn. This is the trick to Space Hulk, balancing your actions. You have to use these action cards and know when to attack or when to support your other men. Plus you also want to move them into the best areas of the map. These markers on the location cards tell you where the Gene Stealers are going to come from, and red is always very, very bad. You want to get these support tokens on as many men as possible, as they let you re-roll the die if you miss when attacking, or defending yourself from an attacking storm of Gene Stealers. But your Marines can only attack in the direction they're facing in. They can't use a support token if they're being attacked from behind. It's a logistical nightmare. Your Marines are like giant lumbering oaks trying to swat a small fly. Only the fly isn't small, it's giant and it's got razor sharp claws. But that's why when you do win, the feeling is superb. And that's what the great success of Death Angel is. It kind of captures the same feeling you get from the expensive version of Space Hulk. I mean, the Blip cards work just as well as the Blip tokens, sitting there taunting you. You're not quite knowing what's there behind them or what's going to leap out at you from the next dark corner. But it does have its own twists as well. Flipping over an action card and finding out your men are flanked, and that you use up all your movement cards in the last turn is a feeling that I do not wish to repeat. And great as the game is by itself, it is a cooperative game, So it can scale up to play with 6 people. And it's great. It's just as good as an experience. Each person's in command of their own Marines, and you have to hash out a strategy as everything's kind of collapsing around you. So at the end of the day, this is cheaper than Space Hulk. It gives just as good as feeling as Space Hulk, but it's not as good as playing with a real Space Hulk. I mean, playing with these cards is never going to be as good as playing with the full-on miniatures of Space Hulk. But this is a great little game just to keep on your shelf. And then when you're feeling cold and lonely at night, you can put it off the shelf and kill some aliens. And then watch your Marines die horribly for the 4th or 5th time in a row.